This is Cast of Wonders, the young adult audio fiction podcast featuring stories of the fantastic. Welcome. Hi everyone, this is your editor, Marguerite Kenner. Every year, one of my favorite game companies publishes a stakeholder report. As Steve puts it, while the company only has one shareholder, lots of people have a stake in its success. And so he writes them an annual report about how well the company has done, what projects it's tackled, and its plans for the future. But we're a podcast, so rather than writing you a long blog post, I'm taking a tradition from my American homeland, and this will be the Cast of Wonders' first State of the Union address for 2013. Let's start with some numbers. We received 205 submissions in 2013. That's 4 stories for every 1 week. Our acceptance rate just about matched at a hair under 25%, and we filled our 2013 calendar in early August. Short fiction remains our strong suit, making up half of those submissions. And according to our download records, our listener base more than doubled from 700 regular subscribers to over 1,700 by the end of the year. That's pretty impressive. We produced 45 weekly episodes in 2013 and ran our first 15-episode serial novella, Camp Myth Phoenix Watching, from September through January. We have a lot of successes to be proud of this year. Not only did the number of our submissions increase in 2013, but so did their quality. Cast of Wonders is really proud of the quality of the feedback we give to stories we decline, and this year we could see that starting to make an impact on our submissions. We had lots of stories from repeat authors, and even some referrals back from other podcasts instead of us sending them the other way around. Our biggest success in 2013 was our first Parsec Award for Rick Kennett's excellent Now Cydonia. We love Rick's Side of Gert stories and hope to bring you many more. We spent a lot of time working with flash fiction in 2013 as well, and launched our Little Wonders collections. I think grouping the stories together under a common theme, along with the occasional bit of poetry, gives our listeners exposure to more of the range that YA fiction has to offer. Chris Lewis Carter's Phoenix Watching first came to my attention when he submitted a few of the first chapters. Normally, we reject this kind of submission because it's our experience that the intro to a novel doesn't do a good enough job of standing on its own 2 feet story-wise. But I was so intrigued by the universe Chris presented that I contacted him about the story, and he sent me the entire novella. I devoured it, and the idea for a full cast production was born. In the next few months, we'll be working with Chris to collect the episodes and produce a final audiobook for purchase through audible.com. And I'm eagerly awaiting the final version of Kraken Fishing, Phoenix Watching's sequel, which Chris successfully kickstarted this year. Finally, in 2014, we modified our traditional dark month of January to incorporate the first staff picks, where Barry, Graham, and I each told you about our personal favorite story of 2013. We plan for this to be an annual event going forward, and in 2014, we'd like to have a listener favorite as well. A few things didn't go as smoothly, and many of them were my fault. I haven't been able to keep on top of the day-to-day workings of Cast of Wonders as much as I would have liked because of my studies. I got sick over Christmas, and that contributed too. This resulted in delays and last-minute shuffling in the schedule. It may not have been as visible to you, the listener, but it made things difficult on Graham and Barry. Along the same lines, the Camp Myth dedicated webpage launched late, and it never incorporated all of the features we had in mind. I think this contributed to the contest being mostly overlooked. But looking to the future, there are several changes in the works. The first one will be the hardest, so let's rip off the bandage. Graham will be stepping down as host. Barry and I just really can't put into words how grateful we are for Graham's tireless dedication to Cast of Wonders over the years, and the chair will always be open for him. Graham wants to concentrate on other audio projects, and we wish him all the best and all our support. In addition to sound producing for Pseudopod, Graham is enjoying slush reading now for Podcastle. To help with the changes behind the scenes and the many future projects we want to take on, there are several new talented folks joining the Cast of Wonders family. The first is Alan Sale, who will be our new sound producer. You can learn more about Alan at astralaudio.net, and we'll make sure that link is in the show notes. Also joining us are Sarah, Olivia, and Jeff, our new slush wranglers. These brave three have volunteered to help with the ever-growing, towering pile of stories longing for their moment in the sun. In addition, Jeff Height has been helping out with the many, many little projects that have been accumulating over the last 18 months, such as website updates. Jeff has a wide range of skills, from IT professional to author, to sound producer, to running a sheep breeding program. You can find out more about him at his website, Barely Controlled Chaos, at jeffreyheight.com. Again, we'll put the link in the show notes. We also want to expand on the Phoenix Watching serial novella we ran in 2013. There are several other long-form stories and novellas I'd like to make into serials like Camp Myth, full voice cast or not to mention Kraken Fishing and other sequels that Chris has planned for the Camp Myth universe, and I hope we can bring those to you soon. One of my priorities for 2014 is to learn more about you, our listeners. Why do you listen to YA audio fiction, and what types of stories do you connect with? Jeff and I are working on a survey, and we hope you'll take a few minutes to answer it for us when it's ready. To wrap this up, remember a bit ago when I said flash fiction was a new and expanding part of our repertoire? It's more than that. We have a lot of it to bring you, and not all of them can be easily clumped together. So in March, we're bringing you an entire month of flash fiction, ending with an exciting not so little wonder on the 30th before returning to feature-length stories in April. Finally, thank you. Without your support, Cast of Wonders wouldn't be where it is today. The podcast has expanded massively from its humble origins, and we have so much more to show you. We have you, our dedicated core audience, but we're starting to test the limits of what our resources will let us do. We're ready to expand, and we need your help. Please share our stories with your friends and families, and consider making a monthly donation via our PayPal site. Help us keep bringing you the best in YA audio fiction week after week. Cast of Wonders is a production of Wolfsbane Publishing and is brought to you by the creative team of Barry J. Northern, our publisher and artist, Alan Sale, our audio producer, and I remain as always your humble editor and host, Marguerite Kenner. Our episodes are released under a Creative Commons Attribution, Non-Commercial, No Derivatives license. Share it, but don't change it. Our theme, Appeal to Heavens, is by Alexi Nov from musicalley.com. Thanks for listening.